When the wives are away, the boys will play. But when the wives are present in this room, the boys will play harder. Because wives can play too. I'm not adhering to that gender normative bullshit.
Wow.
Welcome to Very Real Talk, everybody, for another week. I'm your host, Nick Potter. Just out here, just breaking those stereotypes, bucking them off. Women can have fun too. I'm tired of that shit, okay?
All right.
Wives are not balls and chains. Wives are fun playmates.
Did someone accuse you of something today?
No, I'm out there in society.
Oh.
And people are telling me this stuff. You know, people are out there like, oh, you got married? Sorry about that. What? Get the fuck out of here.
Sir, this is the library.
Sir, right? This is the library. What are you doing?
What am I doing here? What is anybody
the internet
doing
exists. Is this a nightmare? What's happening?
Oh, maybe you're there checking out some romantic novels.
Ooh, that's a
Maybe
place where you can get those things.
Fan
right?
fiction on the public computers.
Yes, and just leave it open for other people to discover and explore new horizons.
Right, because of course you wrote it and you just log in to a lot of computers and you just forget to log out.
Yeah, and that's called a grassroots campaign for your own novel. Your own fan fiction novel.
Absolutely. And maybe some big publisher comes to a public library. You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Crazier things have happened.
Right.
You know? One Direction happened. How did that even happen?
Maybe One Direction comes to the library.
Maybe
right?
Harry Styles will find my One Direction fan fiction at the Louisville Public Library. I don't know. Crazier things have happened is all I'm trying to say. Anyway, guys, this is Very Real Talk. We're here to talk real. We're here to talk about libraries. We're here to talk about whatever we want because it's our podcast. Yeah. And the hour I'm speaking of, I'm going to get to right now. The second person I'm about to talk to that's doing this podcast, his name is Collin Sage.
Yeah.
Collin, I got a question for you. It's more of a game.
Oh.
I need you, in one sentence, will you define the word romance for me, and I'm going to play what you say against the actual definition.
Cool.
So just give me your definition of romance, and we'll see how right or wrong you are.
Romance is making sure your partner gets the bigger portion of the frozen pizza and not even telling them, and also the lights are dim.
All right, that's exactly what Merriam-Webster's dictionary says. Oh my God, you got it 100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it doesn't say. It doesn't say a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, did you learn something just now, maybe?
No, I'm just wondering, is that what Beethoven makes me feel? Because that's a romantic period. I mean, do I feel excitement and love when I'm watching him, when I'm looking at his portrait, when I'm pulling up his portrait on the public library computer and I try to shield it from the librarians because I don't want them to see what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's romance.
That's what romance is.
Romance.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Oh, very good. I'm proud of you. Another person doing this podcast, it's my brother, Joey.
It's your boy.
Joey, what's your favorite thing to do at the library?
Peeking.
What?
I like to stand on the other side of aisles, like opposite of people, and I put my face as close as I can to where their hand is. So when they pull out a book, I'm there.
You're just doing that. But, like, you're not technically doing anything wrong, so they can't get rid of you?
No. I'm
and
fully clothed.
Right.
You're not saying anything
not
to them.
Saying anything.
And a couple of employees think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, that guy's back.
Right.
Let's watch him."
Maybe you're wearing your Google glasses. I don't
No,
know.
that would be something nefarious. Joey's just in there for the goose, for the lulls. Nothing nefarious going on.
Well, there's no support for Google glasses, so they're just regular glasses at this point. You know, but he's wearing them. They pull out the magazine section, and Joey's like, "Oh, just a sliver of an eye." And then maybe he goes over to the encyclopedia section. He's like, now they're getting the full face.
Yeah, he's in the encyclopedia section for like 4 days and no one comes in.
Yeah.
Hoping somebody comes in there for like the city records. They'll see my whole body.
And I just tuck in for like an atlas. I'm just like on the other side, like crouched.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, cool. That's not what I expected, but I loved what you said. Guys, we have a brand new guest to the podcast. Finally, we're diversifying. Get these dudes out of here. We're too dude-centric, I'm hearing, from the Peanut Gallery. Our fans.
Okay.
Certain people that I live with. I'm just hearing we're very dude-centric, and I'm trying to buck that. I'm trying to get that off me, okay?
Right.
So, today, for everyone's entertainment, I brought my wife, Blair. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here.
Of course.
Do you like my bedroom?
Rate your question today, Blair, is to rate Joey's bedroom on a scale of 1 to 10. Based on, like, 10 is, like, your ultimate bedroom. Like, this is what you want our bedroom at home to look like. 1 is, like, this just looks like where a homeless person, like, puts their stuff down.
This is not a bedroom.
Yeah. It's a bus stop.
Okay. Understood. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a 1 at all. I think it's very intentional. It's a utility. Multi-purpose space.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to mark it up higher.
Okay.
Even though there are just like sound buffering blankets covering everywhere.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
posters. I have sound blankets.
Yeah.
Really, they're
So,
moving blankets.
Give me that podcast money.
So if a 10 is like my dream room,
Yeah.
then I'm talking this is maybe like a 4.
Okay.
I'll take it.
I think I'm going to
Yeah.
say a 9.6.
No, his room does get extra points because it has all this extra space for us to podcast. Like, our bedroom fits like our bed and like 2 dressers, and we're out of space.
Yeah, barely us. After
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
Like,
Man.
we can't just, if we stand in there, we're just like facing face to face. And there's no, like, one of us has to get on the bed.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just hang out in there. There's no lounging.
Blair, I don't think we've done a podcast together. I think you've done it with these 2 gentlemen.
That's correct.
But
yeah.
not, not counting our secret podcast. It's
Ooh.
called Bodcast.
Okay.
Okay, and we rate celebrity bodies, and we rate them, but we also have to draw them and then guess which one.
Oh, okay.
But turns out that's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
for
it sounds
podcast.
really overly
yeah.
complicated.
You can't see anything.
Yeah, you don't post them online.
Should've
Right.
thought of
No,
that.
and there's no pictures, there's no video. But Bodcast.
Turns out there's no microphones either.
I just come home from work, and Collin and Blair are just drawing pictures of bodies and be like, who do you think?
Right.
No, it's Reese Witherspoon. Duh.
There's like a million
Horrifying.
crayons and
Yeah.
markers and like paints just spread out all over the table.
Right.
And it's like, who is it? Who is this? Right, but
Colin,
no faces.
turns out that's not Blair. That's Quinn.
Oh,
you've been doing it with my
She's
daughter.
just like drawing scribbles.
so it's just
and
been
he's trying to
it's
guess
just been
who it is.
you all, your bodies that I've been trying to guess because she doesn't know how to draw heads yet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a circle. Come on.
I know. Well,
With
to,
some
to
light
her, I just
shading.
look like a scribble, apparently.
Yeah.
A light scribble. And I'm like, up your game, kid. This is embarrassing. Get some skills. Be a prodigy. You have to make me money.
Right.
Yeah.
Scribbles.
Yeah, so we're here. There are 3 Potters in the room. Collin is outnumbered even harder than usual.
Yeah.
So we're going to do
true.
this
Yeah.
with Trace
I'm also
Potters.
facing all of you.
Yes, hello.
Audience,
Welcome to our
there's,
family.
The Potters are sitting in a line, and then I'm just over here on the other side of the room, and everyone looks at me because
Yep.
they can't really look at each other.
Nope.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, it's like you're interviewing in this
Yeah.
podcast.
It's like I'm in the public library.
Yeah, Collin, you better watch yourself because I'll just get my sister in here, and then it's all Potters.
Oh, and then she'd take my seat, or she...
Yes.
Oh, she like sits next to me and then has to use my microphone and then just slowly pushes me
Yeah,
off of my
until
chair.
you are all the way back at your house.
Right, onto the
She
floor.
just keeps pushing you all the way home.
Right. And then your mom comes in from the other side, and then I just turn to dust or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we can't have my mom on the podcast because if you think I talk a lot, boy, that'd be the Momcast for sure.
As the only non-Potter, I love you, Mama Potter.
Oh, I love
You're
my
the best.
mother. She's great. I
Love
love to hear
Mama
her
Potter.
talk.
Yes, correct.
But if we would do a podcast, I feel like she wouldn't be good at the give and take. You know, I feel like I toss
Right,
it to you
she
guys
would
a bit.
only give.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all she does because she's a great mother.
Yes.
I've had her chili.
Yeah.
It saved me from being blackout drunk on this podcast. On this very podcast.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We have ourselves a topic this week. Let's move to it right now. So, guys, and by guys, I specifically mean the boys in this room.
Okay.
Yep.
Our topic today was picked by our guest. And I thought it was a good idea because it's something that I don't think that we're super familiar with.
Oh, I thought because she's your wife.
And she made me.
Like
No.
it is that's why it's a good idea.
That is also true. Yeah.
Hey, she's always right.
Perfect.
I'm always wrong. I'm a stupid dumb boy. I'll go get in the corner now.
Oh, no.
All right.
No, we picked this topic because I thought maybe we'd learn something today. You know, it's always just us running our fucking mouths about bull crap.
That we don't know anything
Maybe
about.
we need to shut up and listen for a second. You know what I'm saying? And learn.
I'm sorry, I tuned out.
Okay.
Oh, like at a library.
Yeah.
You learn.
That is where learning takes place.
All right.
So our topic this week is romance in media. Okay?
All right.
I don't do a lot of that romance stuff.
You don't romance media.
I don't
Right.
I don't take my copy of Interstellar out for dinner.
We know you don't have a copy of Interstellar.
Yeah.
You know I do have a copy of Interstellar.
Oh, so you're
Well,
like
you
me.
still
It's a
haven't watched it.
DVD. And Joey
jeez.
won't let me watch it. Every time I pick it up to go, man, I'll finally watch Interstellar. I just hear Joey's voice like, DVD, boo!
You can't watch that 480p.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I'll fucking kill
I just want to
you.
know what the
Right.
story is.
Didn't you watch like a Cam of Spider-Verse? I'm gonna fucking slit your throat.
Every Spider-Man movie that didn't star Tobey Maguire, I have pirated in a cam version.
I just watched a cam of Joker, so assume you do.
At least that's not like a visually super what am I trying to think of?
Like visually.
Oh, don't worry. I did Far From Home in the cam as well.
Yeah.
you
And there was advertisements for whoever did the pirating, and
Yeah.
fucking hate
there was
it so
commercials that played over the movie. Picture in picture.
How long would you feasibly have to wait to have watched it? Not
Oh,
a
it came
cam?
out 2 weeks after I did that on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I really messed
He could have
up.
just
I should've
waited
just
for a
watched.
second.
It was probably already out on digital.
Right.
point.
It probably was.
You know my boy's not paying for it. Anyway, guys, we got off topic immediately.
And we're talking about romance.
Yeah.
You know, I love
So-
Spider-Man.
My wife is a pro when it comes to romance novels.
Yeah, consumable romance.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, she's not always going out for the rom-com movies, the romantic movies, but
That's
she
for
does
your
like
boy.
her. That's for Joey.
Yeah.
we save that for Joey to tell us about later.
Perfect.
But my wife, Blair, how many books do you think you've read just like this year?
This year?
Yeah.
I have. I know I've read every single day
Mm-hmm.
for the last 479 days.
Her Kindle has told her so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
keep
sound
track
like a
of that.
fucking
I bought
nerd.
her a Kindle thinking she'd never use it.
I told you not to buy it for me for a long time because I'm like, I won't use it.
Yeah. We have all of these gorgeous paperback books on our shelves.
Yeah, I don't
we
mess
might
with
as well use them for kindling for a fire.
Right.
I might as well just let my daughter eat them all. Like,
She's working on it.
slowly. She'll get there. I believe in her.
Yeah.
So if you've read every day this year, I mean, what do you think? 150 books?
Oh, way more than that. I
Oh.
can do. I can do.
Joe, you know how you listen at 2 times speed? My wife reads at 2 times speed.
See,
Well,
that's too
also-
much for my brain because I'm so fucking dyslexic.
Well, and the genre itself, though, is very consumable.
Mm-hmm.
Like the romance genre in general, like it's just a little bit lighter. Mm-hmm. It's I call it like brain candy.
Okay.
Right.
CW shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except no thinking is happening there.
Yeah, it's funny because this is very real talk, so we're going to get real for a second. I feel like this branched out of she was like starting to read like fan fictions because she's like really into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So she'd be like, Nick, I'm reading this like cool new fan fiction where they like go off and do this adventure. And then they'd be like, Nick, I read this new one where Malfoy fucks Hermione in the butt.
Whoa.
It's like slowly morphed over time. There's no shame, okay? There's no shame.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We got a multi-million-dollar trilogy out of some fanfic. You
Yeah.
should know about 50 Shades.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
I've read some of it. If it's well written, I'm down. Like, some people can write Harry Potter fan fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some brilliant stuff. Like things that are arguably written better and more professionally than the original books.
It's because J.K. Rowling is fucking too scared to write the scene where Malfoy fucks Hermione in the butt.
Right.
She's
not brave enough.
Yeah.
She'll go around on Twitter telling me that Dumbledore is gay, but she won't write any scenes.
Yeah.
Right. She's definitely not a Gryffindor because they would be brave enough to just put that anal sex in there.
If you're looking for anal sex, the more popular pairing is actually Harry and Draco. If you're interested. That is one of the most popular pairings.
Well,
That
they
makes
had a lot of
People
tension.
ship them.
Okay.
That's a thing
Well,
people
what does
say.
that mean? What does it mean to ship something? Like they're actually selling?
No, it's
Or-
like
No, have
it's
you not
like
heard that phrase?
you're trying to
No,
like
never heard that.
you're like you want them to be together.
Yeah, I ship them.
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I don't
kind of
get
what
it,
it
but
It's
is.
just
okay.
slang.
That's all right.
Yeet.
Sounds
Like,
like something
okay.
to pick up in a
Doesn't mean anything.
library.
Okay, you're watching. I mean, with just Harry Potter, you're
Right.
watching that. You're like,
You're
man,
watching
I
on a
wish,
cam.
I wish Harry would get with Malfoy. Like, I want them to be together. I
Right.
ship that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
kind
Yeah,
of
see,
Yeah.
we're learning
Well, yeah,
already.
And then you go
There
to
you
the
go.
library.
get out of the
Yeah,
fighting line.
and
You
you
say,
get on
hey, where-
fanfiction.net and you find 100.
Is that the main one? Is that like the hub of it
Well,
all?
I liked that one when I was first starting. It had an app.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big one.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's
it was,
the
it was-
Applebee's of fanfiction.
No, it's got the best stuff. It's got the best numbers.
Right.
So it's
Spinach
all,
artichoke. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, fan fiction was definitely what started my interest in the romance novels.
Yeah,
And then I had
same.
to shift because,
It can go to
There's
dark
not enough.
places.
yeah.
Oh, I wasn't-
well, and you want new story eventually. You don't want to just read about the same people.
Right. I was
there
gonna
weren't
s-
a lot of universes I wanted to continue to explore.
I bet you tapped out of the good authors though, and then you start getting into like the lower tier.
Yes,
and it's-
absolutely.
There's like grammar mistakes.
'Cause
and
I
you're like,
feel
how is
like-
this even
yeah.
possible? It was written on a computer. You had to try to get it this wrong.
You had to delete the correct way 6 times to allow this.
Person's never even read Harry.
Because I feel like you could almost like if you watch too much like Judd Apatow stuff, where it's just like I can't really deal with this anymore because you can almost feel him projecting onto it. I feel like fan
Right.
fiction can end up the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're pushing something so hard and they're the master of that domain.
Right.
They're
not
putting the words to
discovering
the
things.
page.
They're working out one of their, fanfic, one of their like dreams, one of
Right.
their like, I wish that like Harry and Draco would have sex. I'm gonna write about it. If I have skill, it'll be better.
Well, it's
Yeah.
also really nice because it eases you in because you already know all these characters,
Yeah.
right? So you don't have to do all of that exposition. You can just jump right in. You know all these characters. You know where they are. You know their universe and their situation.
And then you just put yourself in there. It's like, and then Harry got the hots for David, the barista. And he took out his 7-inch springy wand and he, whatever
And then
happens.
David asked him, "How many pumps do you want?"
And he said, expelliarmus.
That escalated.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, very
Well,
fast.
much like your reading of the,
Yeah.
What is the dark? How dark does it get? What gets weird? Take us to the
Colin,
weird
well,
place.
I can answer that for you right
Oh,
now.
yeah, take us there.
I'm on fanfiction.net, and there is a fanfiction about having sex with the Giving Tree gang.
What the?
I have it right here. What the fuck? Wy? Yeah. I can read some passages.
I don't know if we need to go that far.
Yeah, I don't need to hear
Okay.
passages.
I'll just say-
shit.
I'll just read one quick one. It's not too bad. But the boy began massaging the stump's knots and explored the stump's many bumps and dents with his tongue. Boom.
Oh, all right,
that's
yeah.
just one tiny sentence
All
in
right.
this fan
I
fiction.
want to vote. Do we think it's just a really elaborate joke that someone was making because they
like
were
a
bored,
troll?
or did somebody have some deep sexual issues based around that book?
Look, man,
Hey.
I've been on the internet for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything everywhere is sexual. Everyone has fantasies. That's probably real.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
kink shame.
I think
I'm not
that's
kink shaming. I'm just I'm talking about that specific thing. I was just curious. I mean, we'd
Yeah.
have to read it to be sure,
Right.
But it could just be an elaborate joke.
Well, I feel like attraction to trees is not like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
right?
I watched a 2-hour documentary where this guy has sex with cars.
Yeah.
And he walks around and just beats off on cars. He had sex with the Airwolf, the helicopter.
Whoa.
He fucked it.
Okay.
Is that one of his
Romance. Romance in the helicopter.
I was watching like 10 train wrecks come together. I was like, why am I watching this? Oh my God, it keeps going. Okay, what's happening? What is he doing now? And I just wanted
know what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm just like click, 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 click. And before you know it, I'm like an aficionado.
Yep.
At whatever that disease. I don't know if is it even a disease.
Collin,
it's kind of a disease. That guy was walking around a hotel parking lot at night jerking off on the cars.
It's an obsession.
It's an obsession.
Yeah, it's like the people that eat laundry detergent or go to public libraries. It's something weird people do.
Yeah, I mean everyone has. It just sucks because some things are just not accepted in normal culture. Like, where is there a time and place for you to go fuck a car? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, if you want to do that, fine. But in this particular case, this guy couldn't control himself.
Yeah.
And would just do it in public.
Yes, there's the line.
And
Yeah,
then
because
that's
I mean,
the
most
line.
of the line is legality. Like that's where it's just like, no,
Yeah.
nope, not allowed to do that.
right, like if it coincides with a law,
Yeah.
you can
If it
do
brings-
what you want to your car on your property
Yeah.
in the privacy of a garage.
Yeah,
as long as you're not harming anyone else.
Yeah, you're not harming anyone else. There's no one
Right.
else in the garage.
Go for it, man.
The car's consenting.
Well, then
Do whatever.
I think this is a good segue into what about sex as in romance novels? Because me and Blair had an interesting conversation where I just started screaming wiener and stuff.
Yeah,
And
like
she
you
was,
do.
Yeah, like I do. And
Comedy.
She was telling me I was ignorant and.
Well, yeah, she had to put a stop to your ignorance, man.
Right,
Like,
she did.
before we started.
She threw it down. I think she even sang a song about it. It was very powerful. Anyway, she
Hey, Colin, my wife has a beautiful voice.
she does. I said
Yeah.
it was powerful. I was moved. I stopped screaming wiener, wiener, wiener. But anyway, apparently romance novels do not have to have any kind of sex in them at all.
Yeah,
Is this
absolutely.
correct?
Yeah, well, there's two ways that it doesn't have to have sex, right? So there's like the entire like sweet romance where it's implied, but it's just like a gentle fade out.
It's like a
and then-
PG-13.
Yes,
Taylor
exactly.
Swift music
exactly. Fades out, we start a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's ones where they just never have sex. That's what I was reading all through, like early teenage life.
The Fault in Our Stars and the like.
I feel like they had
Do they have
sex
sex
in
in that
that.
one?
I don't know.
They is that the one where they both has cancer? They
Yeah.
both have cancer? Yeah, they had sex. in
Okay,
that
I
movie.
don't know.
Well, as a
It
young
faded out, but-
person,
Right.
yeah, no, I read a bunch of books where one of them died at the end. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was just you knew when you picked up that author it was going to be a romance. They were never going to have sex, and one of them was going to die tragically.
Yeah, there's so many, like, I've talked to her about this a lot. There's so many, like, different specific genres and, like,
genres.
yeah, and, like, structure to it. To the point where, like, you know what this author does. Like, it explains it straight up. Like, isn't tragic. There's no cheating in this one. There's no
okay.
this
Yeah.
or that. So so you're not surprised. So everyone gets what they want.
Yeah, they said they'll list like HEA, so happily ever after. No cliffhanger, no cheating. It'll be like in the description of the book.
Yeah, which is pretty cool to know that you won't, like, get surprised and you'll actually get what you want. Because, I mean, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy didn't have anything like that. Like, sci-fi
Right.
and broader genres don't guarantee you anything. But
Yeah.
romance, people want specific things. So they just lay it right out for you. And I thought that was really interesting.
I hate to say it, sounds a lot like pornography.
After remembering what I just said, you're kind of right.
a little bit. Well,
It's a trigger warning.
Yeah.
Male, female, male clothed, female of color, 1972 field.
yeah, the,
Happily ever
Happily
after.
ever after.
the tags get a little bit darker in like fan fiction though.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I don't know
also
if you've
true.
been on the
Yeah.
dark
Well,
web,
the
but-
tags just get darker, right? I mean, that's generally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
they get 50
Does anyone
shades
read
darker.
the tags on internet porn sites, guys? Like, I'm never looking at tags. People take time out of the day to tag them.
I want to know who's commenting on these
You don't want to
videos.
know who's commenting on those videos.
I
by
go
all
out of
means.
your
I feel
time.
like it's gotta be like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like because they just like put their opinions out. Like maybe not, but you just see stuff that is like clearly like clickbait, and you see like a lot of responses, and it's just like
you see a bunch of comments like, that was pretty hot with the boobs, like if you agree.
yeah, and it's just like, you're probably 12.
It's like, do you want Pornhub likes? What does that do for you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, like, first of all, what do YouTube likes do for you on comments? Nothing.
I don't know, but if you're big enough to get monetized, I think it's the
You
same
can monetize
thing.
your Pornhub comments?
No, I mean,
People really care what I think.
creators, maybe they're, they're paying for bots or something to try to get it up there so that they can get monetized. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
It's like a whole dark underworld.
Can you get like Reddit Gold, but on YouTube?
On Pornhub.
On Pornhub.
Let me ask
Gold.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey,
Gold.
if you could get a gold status, I'd be throwing comments out there.
Right? I mean, that
trying to
feels
see
worth it.
just fishing, see what's behind that paywall. Because I'm like, isn't
And
it all
for
right here
money.
already? There's more back there?
Yeah.
What do you guys have back there?
You don't want to go back there.
Sir, you don't want to go back there. Please don't go back there.
There's a literal paywall.
I hate to,
Yeah.
I hate to bring up another podcast, but Joe Rogan makes a funny comment all the time about how are they making new porn? Why? There's already all the porn.
Yeah.
Who are they
Right.
making it for? You can never watch all the porn, so why are they making new porn? Because there's already all the porn.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. Joe Rogan's right, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's a spiritual guy. Just like,
I
tell
could
me
have
what
just
to think,
said
Joe
that,
Rogan.
but
Tell me what to think.
Tell me what to think, man.
No, give credit
open
where
my
it's
door.
due.
Yeah, I'll give him
Yeah.
some credit.
No.
Anyway, why are they making new porn?
I think, like a lot of other things, the only way that the porn industry makes money anymore is at conventions, right?
Well, and why are they making new anything? What a statement.
Who's
right?
paying
Like,
for
why
it?
is there new music?
No, yeah.
We already have all the music. Lil
Well,
Wayne
they can be different.
and the
Wayne.
Beatles.
I guess it can be different.
Yeah.
And like REO Speedwagon. That's all the music
feel like you
know.
can
That's beginning to
consume-
end right there. Beatles,
you can
REO
like
Speedwagon,
consume
Lil Wayne.
all. You can consume at least. Well, you're right.
No.
Yep. You shot me down.
Yeah. Have you been on SoundCloud?
And, well,
God.
this brings up a new question for romance novels. So, on this app or whatever, do you pay for any of this stuff?
So the fan fiction, you obviously don't, right?
Okay.
Because it's produced by the people on the site. But
By the people for the people, sir.
that's absolutely right.
Blair, are you trying
Nice.
to tell me right now that you haven't done any commissions?
No, absolutely not. I got into the fan fiction game late.
Yeah.
So there was just too much choice.
Apparently, yeah, there is. If there's stuff for the giving tree, you know it's all been done.
Oh, just thousands and thousands and thousands. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
No, that wasn't a problem. But now I read on my Kindle. Just supporting Amazon out here.
Bezos?
Because
I'm just curious. Like these people, is it like a?
I pay for a service called Kindle Unlimited. You get some free books just by being a Prime member, and then I pay for Kindle Unlimited. And authors will like contract out their works to Kindle Unlimited, so they'll offer them for free for like a limited amount of time, or they'll just in
Yeah, it's a
perpetuity just continue to
licensing
pay
deal
them.
like
It's just
Netflix.
simple
Yeah.
licensing deal. So I pay for a subscription.
Yeah, I was just wondering what that game is. Like, if you're a writer, it's like, all right, how do I make money off this? How do I make this my job? You hustling?
Yeah, you're absolutely hustling. You're like doing ads and social media, but also you pick like a really specific
Collin,
genre
could
or
you put this
subgenre.
thought to our fucking podcasts?
Yeah.
I think about the hustle.
How do amateur writers make money?
Right.
Let's think about this.
I think about
Let's figure
putting
it out.
hot, steamy pictures of a man with long hair, possibly from back in time, you know, caveman time. He needs to be tamed, but he's wild, but he's still clean shaven for some reason, and
Okay.
put that on our podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I think about that, obviously,
Okay.
because in romance novels, the hook is, am I wrong, that it's just the cover?
Oh, no, you're
Or
totally
now
wrong.
you're digital,
Yeah, exactly.
but back in the day, it was probably just like the cover to get
Well,
you.
yeah, your thoughts are genuine, but they're dated. Yeah.
Wow,
Okay,
Collin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm living in the past.
Yeah. You're fucking
Past
old,
I
dude.
actually
Well,
never experienced.
Up to
That's
your
your
worldview,
mother's romance now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So do you get like blurbs? How does it work? How do they tease you with it?
A good,
I mean, at
a
this
good
point-
description.
Yeah, a good description. But also, now it's all sorted for you, just like Netflix. Like, because you read this, read this. Something else that seems like you might like. You read this author already, read this author again. I mean,
exactly. Once she finds an author that she likes, she goes through her whole, their whole thing their catalog, because they tend to stick to the same genre because fans want that. They go, oh, I know that you do this really well, and that's what I like.
You know what you're getting into when you're reading Nicholas Sparks.
Exactly. Yep. But with romance authors, if they want to write something different, they'll just use a different pen name. So if they want to write in a different subgenre, then they'll just use a different pen name.
If someone
Richard
who just
Bachman.
likes to write, if someone likes just to write about kissing, and people like the kissing scenes, but then they want to get into like missionary position sex, they got to go to a new name, because the kissing people are like, whoa, hold on, we're doing more than just kissing and fading out. No.
That sounds funny, but it's really true.
Yeah.
You would never write those two books under
Mission
the same name.
Impenetrable.
Nope, I don't think they're usually called that. They're just called like Out for Blood, and it's like a hairy dude, or like Lustful Encounter 7. That's not one.
That's a porn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Coffee and Crimes and Love.
I wish I would have brought my Kindle with me. I'd just read you titles.
Yeah,
Coffee, Crimes,
What's the
and
latest
Love.
one?
I'm reading like a fantasy romance novel right now.
Yeah, those are hot
Is it
right
original?
Yes.
Is it magic?
Yeah, I love
Is it
magic.
medieval?
No, it's not medieval.
Good.
Is it future magic?
It's like urban paranormal romance.
I doth take off my chained
No.
mail.
Oh, so it's like the Candyman, but if his dick was out.
No.
You
No,
said urban
what?
paranormal Candyman, the 1995 movie.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to
No,
find
it's-
a stock.
You
cricket
look in
noise
the
to
mirror
put in
and you
there.
say boner 3 times. And then the
It wasn't
boner,
a bad
the boner
joke.
man
You
appears.
just all weren't on board. All right. Urban paranormal.
Yeah.
Okay, Candyman was a ghost in urban, but it's a romance novel, so obviously wieners, because I'm ignorant.
Yep.
Now I'm explaining the joke. I hate you.
I hate you. I have the higher ground, Collin.
Yeah, I feel like you
Damn
won that
it.
interaction.
You should go watch Candyman. It's a good movie.
So
I like
Blair,
that.
Yeah.
you don't really fuck with like romance movies.
Not so much lately. No, I love a good rom-com, always and forever.
Forever. I
How
eat
does
that
that
shit
get
up.
laughs?
Yeah,
I eat that
I
shit
love
up.
a rom-com. I don't want to read about like tragic romances. I don't want to watch a tragic romance.
Okay.
I mean,
Man, speaking of tragic romance, I watched the first 5 minutes of Up today, guys.
Why'd you do that?
Because I wanted to feel something for once in my life.
Jeez.
I'm right here.
I love you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You are
You
everything.
you saw the scribbles your daughter made of you, and you were just like, "Fuck,
I don't feel anything.
gotta feel something."
No, I'm sorry. I was,
see me.
it's like she sees right through me.
I enjoy a good rom-com, but it's not my media of choice.
What about like a Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist?
Like a
I'd
fun
say-
hip, like a
I'd-
Juno.
No, I'd say something like Nick and Nora is more romance than rom-com.
Oh no, yeah, I understand. Not a lot. No.
All right. I love
That's
Sorry
more
to
of, yeah, that's more
disappoint.
of Joey's game.
I love
Yeah.
me some Nick and Nora.
Yeah.
Give me that Kat Dennings and that Michael Cera before he was a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on the cusp there, but he
Yeah.
could still handle it. Yeah, I think that, like, if I had to pick some of my favorite movie romances, you got Up, their whole life. They're trying to go to Peru. They can't do it. Life happens. People get old. It's sad. Man, I'm sad now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
thanks
brought
for
that
bumming us
right
out.
down.
But then let me pick you back up. Wall-E. What a great romance with him and Eve.
I haven't seen Wall-E.
Are all of your favorite romances animated?
Pixar
Let me talk.
movies?
Let me talk to you guys about the Good
Specifically
Dinosaur.
Pixar.
Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one, even the guy directing it, people will like immediately walk away. Hey man, can I talk to you about the Good Dinosaur? I'm having really a hard time coming up with a story, and they were already gone in the elevator. Sorry, that's just you, man. I don't want to talk about it. No, what about like the Princess Bride gang?
But that story has everything: romance, adventure.
It does.
pirates.
Yeah, most of my like
hot giant.
I think part of the reason why I love rom-coms so much is there's no fucking stakes.
Right.
Exactly.
There's
it's
no
brain
stakes.
candy. That's
Yeah.
why it's beautiful.
I accidentally watched all of Wedding Crashers the other night.
I think you made a great choice.
Is that a rom-com?
I'd say
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, the whole like focus is Owen Wilson and Rachel McAdams, which I don't really like Owen Wilson that much. I don't know. I didn't really like him.
You
that
were
much
rooting
in
for
that
Bradley
movie.
Cooper the whole
I
time.
Not-
like
not
Owen
that.
Wilson.
Wow, you didn't like him.
I didn't see them together.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
ship
yeah.
them. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Not
I
my favorite
ship
pairing.
Vince Vaughn and
the mom.
The mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you shipped Vince Vaughn and the brother when they were wanting to play tummy sticks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. No, I'm more of like a how to lose a guy in 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
Failure to launch.
It wasn't as bad
Crickets.
as you think it might be. I'll say that.
Yeah, I have to for some of those. Like I love like a Nick and Nora because they're younger and whatnot.
Right.
The how to lose a guy, all that kind of stuff is like a little too much. That's where I like divert to like The Switch with Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston,
Man,
Jeff
those outliers.
Goldblum, and She's Out of My League and all
Whoa,
that
Jeff
kind of
Goldblum's
stuff.
in the Switch?
I think so. I think that's him.
You got to get on it,
I don't
Colin.
give a fuck about those other characters. I just want to see what's happening with Jeff.
What's Jeff up to?
You don't care about the immortal vampire that is Jennifer Aniston.
She just looks better every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Wow.
Guys, how about this one? This is one of my faves. 10 Things I Hate About You. Come on.
Oh, old school. Sweet.
Yeah, teen romance, Heath Ledger singing.
Oh,
Shakespeare.
is that the
Pictures.
Taming of the Shrew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Julia Stiles being just a cold-hearted shrew,
And she
we'll call her.
exposes herself to a teacher, and it's funny somehow, even
Yeah.
though that's like extremely problematic.
More dramatic in that moment than.
But it was like a fun gag, like, I gotta stop him in this moment. I better expose myself to this teacher. And he's like, whoa. And everybody's like, whoa.
It was a different time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably haven't seen that.
I think a lot of rom-coms are problematic as they age. I don't know if all of them age perfectly well.
No, I
Even
don't think
something
they
like
do.
Casablanca, which is like OG. Everyone's like, it's the best one. There's some, problems with that movie.
Yeah.
It was made in the 1940s.
It didn't even have color.
But Humphrey Bogart is just like my boy.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Hey, a
Yeah.
great rom-com, The Wolf Man, also 1940s.
Yep.
It's real fucked up. I watched it on Halloween
For a nice
thinking it
little
was going to be a
rom-com
fun
adventure.
thing. Right, and it turns out the guy who's the Wolf Man doesn't really turn to Wolf Man for a long time. He just stalks a woman
Oh.
until she loves him. And he stalks her hard, like peeping through windows. It's really messed up. Go back and watch The Wolf Man. It's not as endearing as history once. It's really
I mean, that
really
is
messed
a
up.
huge problem and stereotype of like romance stories is that like if you pluck things out of these things and put them in real life, they're bad.
Yeah.
Like dudes that are obsessed with girls that like follow them and like, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so cute. He's all, he's there
Right.
for her. He's just around, that kind of thing." And it's like, "Nah, he's just stalking her."
Yeah.
Does that only work if the guy is like impossibly dreamy?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think that's a thing in real life too.
Well, it's also its own genre.
right.
That's its own thing.
Yeah, kind of like The Notebook. Like, I have a lot of
say The
problems with Ryan Gosling because he acts like autistic.
Yeah.
Like, he like doesn't pick up on social cues. He just will just stare at you, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like in Blade Runner, it works really well because he's a fucking robot.
Whoa, spoilers.
Whoa.
He's a Blade Runner.
Wow.
But then you get to like Drive, and it's just like you just smashed a dude's head in. Emote something, please.
Yeah, but then the lighting changes real soft, and there's like operatic music. So I think that's a choice because I fucking
And then
love
he
Drive.
doesn't say any words to that woman the whole time.
Yeah.
Their whole relationship, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
what's
perfect
weird.
because her abusive boyfriend's always screaming, so he just has to be the opposite and just
Right.
shut up.
But yeah, like I haven't seen The Notebook in a long time, but I remembered that part of it where it's just like his kind of dreaminess comes from the fact of his like blank stare of his beautiful face.
Right. He's mysterious, Joey. Yeah.
But
you
it's
don't know
like
what he's thinking.
But there's like mysterious, and then it moves into like, what are you? You know, like
women want to fix him.
I guess
that is a very popular
because he's a blank
house.
slate.
That's what I was
He's
gonna.
not
That's what I was
saying
gonna
anything.
kind of pivot to is Blair. What are some of the biggest like romance novel like tropes, cliches? One is that the bad boy that's kind of dangerous, kind of edgy, and the woman wants to like fix him. Right?
Yeah, that's constant.
Yeah. That was our relationship. I was kind of a bad boy.
Okay.
I was out there making that dangerous art.
How does that work when you're attracted to the bad boyness and the like spontaneity, but you want to like domesticate at the same
Well,
time?
you want to tame them, but just for you.
Yeah, it's called hypocrisy, Collin.
Yeah, that's where it all falls apart.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why the divorce rate is so high.
Right.
Yeah, because they're like, I wanted you to be a bad boy, but only sometimes. But you're a bad boy. But when we have to pay our bills, you have to be a good boy, and you can't just go like be cool at the bar with your boys.
Go peek at the library.
Like I need you to be a father.
You can't go out peeking every night.
You can't be a bad boy and be a good father. I don't think.
Well, according to all of these romance novels I read, you totally can.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you
Well,
get to
good thing
write
I've
that in,
retained
though.
my bad boy image.
Oh.
And when Blair met me, I was like, I'm such a bad boy making my cool art. Hey, do you want to go sit at Denny's?
Wearing your Ninja Turtle gloves.
Wearing my Ninja Turtle gloves, which I still have. I was
Mine
trying
are
to
break
like
those out. I
frozen.
missed those. That's
well, because
like
I
old
found one, but I couldn't find the matching one. And now I found the matching one, so get that ass ready.
They're
Carl,
so
hold on.
worn out.
No, I
More
got
than
some
Good.
new ones.
I want to see.
Joey has
Joey's
some as well.
Peeking in a drawer. Hell yes. I'm trying. Give me the other one. I'm trying to turn into Nick.
I believe, and it sucks because the first time I got them for a gift, and I was like, these are tight. And then like 2 years later, I wore them all over the place. People in drive-thrus were like complimenting me. I'd reach my hand daintily out with my Donatello glove. And I get compliments. And then I finally was like, Mom, where'd you get those? And she was like, it's a little place called Hot Topic.
Topic.
And I was like,
Yes. Everyone.
I
this
should
was-
have known that they weren't, like, where did I think they came
They're
from?
nice and
Right.
small because they're for like teenagers.
They're for
Yeah.
teenagers.
You can see how long I wore those, Colin.
Yeah, they're worn out on the palm.
Yeah.
I see that. You've been doing a lot of peeking in these.
They move the book and it's
climbing.
just Joey's hand with the Donatello
They're like,
face.
wow, I love the Ninja Turtles. And,
And
it's
then
like,
he
can you
moves his
name
hand
them?
and it's
then
his face.
And then there's nothing. That always pissed me off.
Can
People
you name
like
them in Japanese?
that's one of those like condescending nerd tropes where it's just like, oh, I love the Ninja Turtles. And then they can't name any of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you could have just not said that you love this and not know.
But I need to have a
any of the-
personality, Joey.
Oh, yeah, no, their insecurity is showing.
Yeah, that's all it is. They want to
Yeah.
have a personality, but they don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us when we're
My
young.
security is showing as I flaunt these gloves in my hands. Man, we need to put this up on social media so everyone can know.
Yeah, I like how you're doing like hand modeling
Yeah.
with them.
I'm trying while I'm trying to keep this microphone in front of my face. Not really working.
I'm getting, yeah.
So we were on the topic of tropes, and then we spiraled again.
Yeah. There's different structures, right? So there's like friends to lovers, enemies to lovers. So those are just some basic structures that you see. There's lots of like power dynamic. There's lots of like, ooh, you like your boss, or of course, obviously.
Or you're the boss.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of work going on, right?
Exactly.
Life is stressful. Who's this guy who came into accounting?
Yep.
He's kind of doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
He's got Ninja Turtle gloves. What's up with that?
Yeah, so all your basic like older man, older woman, younger woman. I mean, just basic
Sure.
romance stuff.
No, yeah, she was talking about like basically like the 5-step arc of a romance novel. Go ahead and lay it out.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
want to mansplain. Yep. I'm
Right.
woke as fuck,
The first
gang.
part is when,
even used
when
it
the
probably.
tree is giving you fruit, and the last part,
For the tree is just a stump again.
See,
you're
you
right,
gotta-
just
Yeah.
a stump.
Bad
You know,
language.
Such an important book to my childhood.
This tree's
Okay,
about to
yeah,
spread its seed. All right.
So yeah, like you ramp up, you like get to know these characters, exposition, whatnot.
intro.
and then we have first signs of romance.
Whoa, what happens then?
Right, so there's
Meet
some
cute.
kind of a meet cute, or you already know them, but suddenly you see them differently.
Whoa. That's what every boy that got friend zone wanted to
Yeah,
happen.
right.
And it turned out really toxic for them.
That's why I am no longer a hopeless romantic.
Because it turns out I just wanted things to change, but I wasn't going to do anything until I made an uncomfortable, awkward move, and it ruined everything.
Yeah.
Just kept waving those turtle hands around as fast as he just like, see
I have
me,
a personality.
see me.
Oh.
I'm a bad boy.
Okay, so yeah, someone's attracted to that, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first interaction. And then there's some kind of like small turmoil. We have to have some kind of small conflict, but generally there are two, right? You get to that first conflict and then there's a reconciliation. Especially in the, in the ones that do have sex, because there has to be a build. Because we're not talking about erotica, which is a completely different genre. We're talking about a romance novel. So it is centered around the plot and not the sex, but we got to get to the sex, we got to get the build.
Right.
So yeah, first conflict, sex. Second conflict, big conflict. You think it's really gonna be over, and then obviously
Reconciliation.
happily ever after.
grows as a person
That's what
real
I
quick.
read. I don't want to read the sad ones.
Right.
I got all the way to the end of a book once, and it was like, and then he died, and I was like,
The end. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
The end.
it's like a car accident or something,
Right.
but it killed.
Oh,
it.
it's like that season of Downton Abbey where I was like, everything's great, and then there was a car crash. I was
Yeah.
like, why?
Why?
Because that actor wanted to do different
And
things.
then
Right.
his partner cut him down and turned him into a canoe.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the end.
Yeah.
So it's like intro, meet cute, conflict, sex resolution, bigger conflict, where they break up,
Yeah.
move away from each other, and then they got to come back together. And then there's an epilogue that's
Yeah.
like always like 10 years later or 5
Yeah.
years or the
And then
wedding or
epilogue.
something.
yes, the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Sex conflict.
Sex resolution.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old sex solution.
We don't want sex conflict, Joey. We want sex resolution.
I mean, those happen too. It happens.
Oh, you want both.
Yeah.
You want it all the time. Let's talk about erotica. All right.
Yeah.
I think we already have.
Yeah, but you talked about
No.
porn plenty. But yeah, erotica is a different genre, and it is focused around the sex.
Okay.
That is the central point.
Yeah, and romance sex just is a it's a byproduct.
Yeah, it's a part of the plot, but it doesn't
Yeah.
even have to happen. We talked about that. Sweet
Right.
romance
If you
novels.
were going to Blair, if you were going to switch gears, if you were going to take a known property and turn it into a romance novel, what would you do?
Oh my god.
unknown property.
Yeah, a movie, another book, anything.
Okay.
What would you like to see turned into?
If I was gonna like fan fiction life,
Right.
what would I choose? Oh, I don't know. That's a really
You would fanfic. Kindle reading.
No, I mean I love magic, so I would do something like that. I would do some
The
alternate
Magicians.
universe.
The Magicians is kind of a romance
It-
novel
oh,
in itself.
Yes, yes, it's definitely at least a soap opera.
See,
I would
Collin-
ship some of those characters to different people though.
I absolutely do.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing, Colin. You've asked me a couple of times, like, why do I watch CW shows? Like, what do I get out of it? And it's like sometimes you get the cool plot lines and stuff, and then the other times you're just like, why can't they just make it together? Like it's just a lot of they're fucking them, then they go fuck that person, and then that person, and then it's just like
you
this
get
like
invested
web.
in them as people, and you want them to be happy and be with the right person, and the writers won't let that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
They're always doing the wrong person.
The 100.
Yeah, the 100 was a big. I had to get rid of that. I was like, they're not having sex with the right people, and now there's like different people. They said there was no one on Earth. Now there's more people on Earth. There's mountain fortresses.
Yeah.
I got to get
Nick,
out of here.
You want me to blow your minds?
Yeah.
They're on another planet.
God. Okay, that's all you need to say. God.
Tight.
Yeah,
Now. Yeah,
no.
that show had the cool dead lesbian trope.
Yeah.
That was fun. It wasn't really his fault,
what?
but he fell into a trope. So in a lot of like shows and stuff, there's just like, oh, this person, like this girl has come out as a lesbian, and then her partner that she found this like new path with dies very shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
We can't have it going on for too long. We need to keep people coming back.
Yeah,
And some people don't like that lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, it's become a big trope, and I feel bad because the show couldn't not do it because the person that they had gotten the relationship together, she had a contract with Fear the Walking Dead,
Whoa.
and she
Thanks.
had 1 day left on set, and they had to write out her character.
Real fast.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh. And it's like, I feel bad for him because it's just like, he was clearly like trying to make this a thing, and then AMC.
Another thing that The Walking Dead ruined, apparently. Fuck those shows. They're
I miss
bad.
you, Lexa. I miss you.
Shout out.
Give me that trash. I love it so much.
Can I blow your all's mind?
Huh.
I don't know if I'm going to blow your mind. But one of my favorite romances since I've gotten older is now so sour and it's bad and I don't like it anymore. And that's Jim and Pam.
I was about to say
Get
Jim.
that out of here. Jim is the most boring dude I've ever seen. He's just like, I like sports.
And Pam is so hot and cold and like, ugh.
It's rough. When I was, I don't know, 19, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I love. I need it. It's perfect. She likes this asshole.
He's just
and he's like the cool dude, and he's not a cool dude. He's a total dick. He sucks.
He's just
Jim
this
is such a mean-spirited person.
skinnier, passive-aggressive version of her fiance.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you do the same things, but like underhandedly,
Quietly.
and you're not fat.
You bully
Perfect.
this office mate of hers.
No, give me Dwight and Angela any day.
For sure. Way better.
Didn't Angela cheat on Dwight?
No,
Or
she
the
cheated
other
on
way
Andy
around?
with Dwight.
Yeah, she cheated on Andy with
okay.
Dwight.
She cheated on everyone else with Dwight.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
He
So-
killed her cat.
Yeah. But yeah, that
Andy or Dwight?
Dwight killed Angela's cat.
Oh, and that made it even hotter.
nope.
I don't know. I fell off. All right. That was the
That's
point.
fair. That's
You're
fair.
telling me you haven't watched The Office 13 to 15 times through?
What The Office got wrong was they didn't foresee how long it was going to be, and they put Jim and Pam together way too soon. So once they
It was
then
in
they
the
never
fourth season, though.
right, but they didn't like break them away. But then it was like 10 more seasons.
Right, but that's just what naturally happens in shows. You do the will they won't they, and then they will, and then you explore the relationship. The problem that show did is it went on too long, and then in the last season it had to try and give them conflict.
Yeah.
And it was so shoehorned and bad, and I didn't buy it for a second. You know what was a great romance? That's Fred Savage and I don't remember his character's name. The Wonder
grandpa.
Years. No, the Wonder Years. I don't remember Kevin Arnold and Winnie Cooper because you know what?
Yeah.
They were off and on, and then the series ended, and they didn't stay together.
Yeah.
They should have shipped them.
Unlike his brother Ben Savage, Corin Topanga, I'll take that romance all day. That's a great one because they are meeting the world. Boy and girl together, meeting it. They have ups and downs. They break up. He goes and hangs out with what's her face, Joey, that you really like?
no.
Linda Cardellini.
Oh, Linda Cardellini.
Yeah.
He hangs out with Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, she's like a ski instructor,
And
he
he
kisses
still
her
goes
on the
back
mountain.
to Topanga.
Topanga is so hot. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
agree.
That's been my crush. I'm 30
she's
years
like
old.
that-
She's been my crush for 30 years.
She's that mid '90s hot where it's like a department store photograph.
Yes.
Hot.
Sears catalog
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, Sears catalog hot.
She's
Like
way
real
hotter than Winnie Cooper. That's
Barbie
for sure.
doll
Yeah.
fake.
But dude,
hot.
Winnie Cooper,
Yeah.
isn't she like a mathematician now?
Yeah, she is. She went and got like a bunch of PhDs.
Man.
And Danielle Fishel just like did Girl Meets World, and now she is coasting, I guess, again.
That doesn't sound
Ben
that bad.
Savage and her
Sounds
ran
pretty
out.
dope.
We're starting to run out of Boy
Right.
Meets World residuals, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll do Girl Meets World. F it."
I don't know. It sounds like a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? Years of on again, off again, no steadiness.
I mean, they weren't. It wasn't always
Cory and
on again,
Topanga
off
were
again.
super steady.
Yeah, it was like that one time they like broke up for like a couple episodes, but they got back together after he was like, "I don't care about Linda Cardellini. It's you, baby girl." He said, "Baby girl."
Dang.
Yeah, and she was like, "No, actually,"
Yeah.
and then he like begged for a long.
I had this huge hole in my Boy Meets World brain where it was like they're in middle school and then leap forward to everyone's in college and the older
It feels
brother
like that.
and Jack, his friend, are trying to like double team that roommate girl of
Yeah.
Fred
Oh yeah, the
Astaire.
redhead. What was
Yeah.
her name?
Maitland
Rachel.
Ward.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
is a porn star now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Gonna
looking
look that up
as soon
later.
as
Yeah,
I get
we'll
home.
look that up. We'll look that up later.
I'll send you a couple of fanfics.
Joey, have you washed these gloves?
Yeah, you're
I'm
still wearing them.
They're a little itchy. But yeah, there's a huge hole in my Boy Meets World.
Well, dude, just get shout out Disney Plus subscription. It's on there. All
Right.
the
There
seasons.
is. I remember very specifically one episode in college where Corey's like, "We need to have sex now that we're in college. We need to have sex right now, Topanga, because we're in college." And that's the whole episode. And he like buys silk sheets.
Nice.
And then he
Yeah.
like runs and jumps on them and like
Obviously.
slides off.
Yeah.
Well, you're forgetting
In
about
silk
the
pajamas.
episode where they have prom, and it's all about them about to have sex, and then they don't because he met the world again. And it was
What
a
does
family
that
show.
mean? What does met the world?
He's meeting the world. Boy meets world. He's meeting different conflicts.
right. It's a funny joke, but what he
He meets
Life is happening to him.
Yeah, he's
Right.
meeting
Yeah.
new challenges every day. The world comes at you hard and fast.
When this
Not everyone
morning
has a Mr.
comes.
Okay,
Feeney.
well he didn't want to smash on prom. So,
Guys,
okay,
I'm
fine.
so sad that I didn't have a Mr. Feeney in my life. Blair, I feel like you had a Mr. Feeney.
I did.
It was your voice teacher.
Yep, Melva Smither.
Yep. Shout out.
I mean, we
Ready
had
now?
those old Asian people we lived next to.
What?
Oh,
Why
yeah, the
didn't
ones
you
that like
like the
hid in
friend
trees
round?
and looked at you and stuff.
What?
Whoa!
I feel
talking about?
I feel like I recall your mother telling a story
This
of
is-
someone.
They were an elderly Asian couple.
hiding in trees.
Okay.
I love how it's Mama Potter is like, yep. Then the old Asian couple was hiding in the tree.
There is a story that involves that couple and someone hiding in a tree. I'm sure of it.
I don't know.
I'm sure
Sometimes
it wasn't them. I'm sure it was like me, and I like threw a rock over there and then went and hid in a tree so they wouldn't get mad at me. I'm sure that elderly couple was not hiding in a tree. I don't know what that is.
It's like up all over again.
No,
Always
sometimes we just
listening.
had to go knock on their door because our basketball rolled under their garage door.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they didn't answer because they were up in a tree.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to learn about what this is in the right context because
Yeah, I'm sorry,
my
I
mind's
can't,
blown
yeah.
right now. Collin, did you have a Mr. Feeney?
No, I was about to say me, Nick, and Blair had a crazy Mr. Feeney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a
James
college
Roy.
Feeney.
Yeah, it was
James
a col-
Roy.
Yeah.
It wasn't really helpful in any way. It was more just kind of confusing and fun.
Aw, I thought Jim was helpful,
I think so too.
but I was his favorite. So
Yeah, we were on the outskirts. He would just pull me into his office to watch weird ballet videos.
Right, I
and
did
I
that-
didn't really learn
Oh,
anything from it.
I
So
did
much
that too.
ballet.
He gave me a bunch of books. It seemed helpful in the moment, and I'm sure it was. But then, like later, looking back, I was like, "But that didn't make any fucking sense."
He did teach me how to get in touch with my body
Oh,
yeah.
through
That
movement.
sounds,
Are you
okay.
still
I was
in
like,
touch
that
with-
sounds bad.
No, yeah,
I know it
no,
does.
No, just
No.
like
Right.
excellent movement.
No, we did movements
Oh.
with
Yeah.
him.
oh, have you washed your Ninja Turtle gloves?
Absolutely not.
Why would I? He touched them. He's a genius. It's like shaking a celebrity's hand.
Right. Yeah, it's like getting a little genius on there, and you
Yep.
don't want to rub it off.
Right. I still have my dance belt from that class, if that's what you're trying to
Yeah.
say.
See, me and Nick are talking about erotica right now.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not.
we
In fact,
transition.
it's spun out of control. So
You're the one that has a dance belt.
what?
You have a dance belt.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm sure I don't fit in it anymore, but just want
I'm
to put
not
that
real
information
sure
out
what
there
a
in the
dance
world.
belt is.
It's just like,
It's a cup, except for dancing.
yeah, it's like nudie underwear with a cup, basically.
Is it
Protect-
so when you're
protect your
wearing the
business.
thin white leotard,
Yeah.
you can't see the junk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the people at the Louisville Ballet for the fucking Swan Lake, they don't wear that shit.
Well, how are they going to sell out that giant?
I don't know.
I promise
just-
you they are, but it may be very tight.
I saw like veins through the stuff and like pubic hair. Like, I mean, it was.
How do you think they sell tickets? Do you think it's just like because it's Swan Lake? No.
It was like a cool backstage tour. I was like, this is fun. And then like all these, not bra. What's a
Hottie
male?
hot
What's
hots?
a male? Not a ballerina.
a balletsman.
I really don't know that answer.
Really?
A ballet
Yeah.
dancer?
Yeah, I guess ballet dancer.
A dancer?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's like this is fun. And then I walked by. And I was like, oh my god, I can see his urethra. What the fuck?
Can you get even more specific now? Because I feel like you took that joke all the way to the end.
Actually,
They're
that's
just
just
trying
the
to stay in
start
business.
of the opening.
Yeah.
They're just trying to stay in business however they can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're doing the best that they can. That's how the orchestra went down. They just couldn't make it sexy enough.
Oh.
So
they
they
should have taken off their dance belts.
Right. They've started wearing skimpier and
Playing the
skimpier
flute,
outfits.
just like flopping around.
Yeah.
Wearing white leotards. Man, it was everything.
Romance.
Someone comes in and it's like, yeah, the music's good, but we need to make this sexy.
Right.
Sexy Flight of the Bumblebee.
I feel like I've seen 100 ballet movies where that's exactly what happens.
Oh, what about ballet novels?
I've read a couple of novels with ballerinas.
I saw Black Swan.
Okay.
Guys, how do we make this podcast sexy?
Well, I'm on it now.
Yes.
I'm already
You're
wearing
welcome.
the gloves,
That's the right answer.
Joey.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can't see. We'll take pictures. Just my hands.
Well, this is
Joey's gonna
our
go-
maximum
Joey's gonna
sexiness
peep
because
at you.
we don't know any other women, and we definitely can't get them on the podcast.
Right. Well, we just have a subgenre for our novella of a podcast, whatever that is.
Okay.
Let me tell you that one of the things, it'll be a happy ending every time because our podcast is fun.
Absolutely.
It'll never end on a cliffhanger or in tragedy, hopefully.
Guaranteed HEA.
I already cut to the outro song.
Oh, shit. Let me
Right
just
after
tell
you
you this one thing, and then it just cuts.
Here's our thesis.
One final thought. No, what was his final thought? Yeah. All right, I have a final thought for you guys. Let's end this podcast, okay? Blair, thank you for coming on and talking to us about such a subject.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
A hot topic.
And kind of teaching us a little bit about something that we didn't know. How those work and how do you get Kindle Unlimited, you know?
Right.
It's just a commercial for Kindle Unlimited now.
Can I
Sponsored by
use
Kindle.
your password? Is it like Netflix, you know?
How many pages
Yeah, I
can
can
be
actually
looked
read
at?
many
on
pages can
up
we
to,
share?
I think 3 different devices. So I'll read like on my phone, on the computer, on the Kindle.
Yeah.
You should burn one of those and then buy me a Kindle.
Can you start burning Collin books? He won't pay for anything. Just start downloading books for him.
No, I mean
But you can't set up separate profiles.
I mean, you need
so
to
you'll
burn-
just see everything that I'm reading all the time.
And trust me, every time I get on regular Amazon to like, I'm gonna order some toilet paper, it's just like what you viewed recently, and it's just like buff dude bodies all the way down.
Nice. So
gotta
your
click on
life
them so you
has
can read
gotten
about
even
them.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you're like,
Absolutely.
I don't even need toilet paper anymore.
Thank you for having me here
Yeah.
on your podcast.
Yes, we appreciate you coming on Very Real Talk and talking real with us. So, if you want to listen to other episodes of this podcast, you can go to our website. That's vrtcast.com. They're all up there. Also on that website, it's our other podcast, Very Real Tournament. That's a comedy battlecast where we pit 2 very real opponents against each other in a very real fight. We do that with our friend Corey Music. He's been on this podcast before. He will be on this podcast again because he's usually hanging out when we're doing podcasts. And it would feel rude to make him wait in the living room.
He's probably listening right now, maybe from a library.
Whoa. I don't know what he does in his free time. He's a lawyer.
Does he
There's books at the library.
Also have Ninja Turtle gloves? I don't know.
He doesn't.
Oh,
I told him he couldn't if we were going to hang out. Only one. Right. That's why me and Joey don't hang out outside anymore.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, we can't
I
because we
feel
both
like
have the gloves.
the 4 of us should wear the 4 Ninja Turtles on gloves, and then
I can't find them anymore.
yeah.
No,
Because-
I've scoured the internet.
It just
for
so
other
happens
pairs.
that I have 4 colors of bandanas that I wear, and that's purple, teal, maroon, and orange, which coincides very well. And I wanted to match it up, get fly, but they just stopped selling.
But Hot Topic said no more. We got to stick to vampire garbage.
Well, they only make them in kid sizes now. Is the
Yeah.
problem.
Also, our hands have grown into adult-size hands, so it makes it more difficult.
all right, fans, if you want to sew us some gloves, that would be great. You know, instead of making like fanfic of the podcast,
I haven't
this
even
can be your
thought of
fanfic.
that.
I know. Oh,
Who's everybody shipping it? Is anyone shipping like me and Collin? Please don't ship me and my brother. That sucks. It either has
That's
to
a
be me and
different
Collin or
genre.
Joey and Collin. That's it.
oh, the brothers fight over me.
Oh, that's one.
And
Yeah.
Corey holds
that
the
could
camera.
Be sweet.
Oh, you ruined it
Oh.
at the end with the last thing you said. If you want to find this podcast anywhere else, we're on all the podcast apps. Also, I want to thank the Thumps for the music that we use for this podcast. You can check them out at their Bandcamp. That's the thumps.bandcamp.com. You can also search the Thumps on Facebook and find them, and you can see where they're playing next. Thanks, guys. All right. Let's get on out of here, okay? I got some romance novels to read. I got some fan fiction about the Giving Tree to just read out loud to you guys. It's going to be a wild time.
To Peeking.
He's got to head to the library. It's like 8:30 at night. He's going to the library after dark. It's all peeking. It's like a game.
Peeking at each other.
It's called hide and seek, guys.
It's all in good fun. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Hide and peek.
Hide and peek, baby.
Hide and peek in your local library.
All right, let's get out of here. I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
Collin Sage.
I'm Blair Potter.
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been romantic. Because he's dangerous. He's a bit of a bad boy.
Right. I put it on my Bumble profile.
Cursing at the I love Quiznos. I love making knives. And I love cursing at the library. Hit me up, ladies.
A little bit too loud.
I love Peekin.
I know as soon as you said that.
I was like, are you jerking off? Like, what could that mean? But you straightened it out, and it was funny.
I like getting, getting my decimals dewy.
I was like, what do we got?
Real
fault. Answer. Collin already played to death of the leaving shit on the computer.
Right.
All right. Creepy it is.
Beautifully done.
Creepy it is. I've really been backed into a corner.